So happy to have you with us. And Mentor My Board started humbly in a sense that a lot of younger people are aspiring to become directors. And traditionally in India, we had set of directors who were all 65 and 70 post-retirement.
Yeah.
Then this new generation is coming with the technology and the startups and all of that. They are looking for innovation and all of that, which the younger generation is ready to come in.
True.
Now, but obviously they lack the skill sets, the training. They have the knowledge,
Yeah.
but they don't have the skill sets to be on the board. And how do we handle the situation with the rest of the board? Whether they will accept us, not accept us. There are so many things that goes on these minds. In your experience, how do you think these things can be handled? This is what we are trying to find ways to bring people to help our community of building this 100,000 directors.
First thing that everyone has to understand, especially the young generation, which I hate to use this term because it makes me feel old, that as someone says that जीवन हो या भोजन जितना धीरे पकेगा उतना ही सुपाच्य होगा, which means anything which is slowly cooked would be good for digestion. Life goes like that. Life is not a 2-minute noodle.
Absolutely.
Nothing in life can replace experience.
Correct.
It's good to aspire, it's good to be ambitious, but at the same time you have to value the fact that there are certain things that only come with experience. There are certain things that you can only achieve with time, with the passage of time. So, especially if you want to be on the board, then you are leading a team. You have people who are looking up to you. I think some amount of experience you have to gain before you can aspire to be a director at the age of 20. Which is fine, but give yourself that time, give yourself that experience, do that legwork. Nothing can replace that. So for me, experience is the key. Taking as much experience as possible and not looking for quick solutions. To bridge the gap, I think we need time.
Very well said.
Time is the essence.
When you coach people, obviously each one comes with their own baggage of problems.
Absolutely.
And how to deal with it is the first confusion before you can even start your coaching side. What is your experience in coaching from that perspective?
I have coached a lot of people in communication, and I have had the privilege of also having young CEOs of Fortune 500 company who've come to me for diction training. The first and the foremost thing that is required is that will to learn, that willingness to learn. My dear friend Mr. Himanshu Rai, who's the director of, Dean and Director of IIM Indore. Now see, having the quest to learn and actually going for learning are two different things. So what he says is, and it's very beautifully put, that चलिए आप में सीखने की चाह है, आप सीखने क्या लेके जा रहे हैं वो भी बहुत जरूरी है. आप घड़ा लेके सीखने जा रहे हैं, which has a broader mouth, or you're taking a सुराही which has a sharper and a very narrow mouth, जिसमें कि बहुत ज़्यादा पानी नहीं जाएगा अंदर. So, the key over here is your willingness to learn. So today, a lot of the organizations, like I went for training at Toyota also, and I was training the senior leadership in communication, voice and communication. The good thing was that they were honest. And they were honest enough to tell me that in the first 15 minutes we were thinking, what are we doing here? But 15 minutes of your session made us realize that what we were missing, and then we were all ears.
Brilliant.
So this is what is required at whatever age. Our conditionings are very strong, and they keep coming into play all the time. They keep stopping us. They keep stopping us from learning new experiences. How we break that, how we work around that is what will differentiate between people who go ahead and lead people and people who get led.
Right. There are also people who try to imitate. You are coming from the voice makeover. That itself is an imitation. Somebody tried to imitate you. But I have seen people who sits on the boards. They will try to imitate what somebody else is doing. So do they lose their originality, or how do they portray themselves? Is there weakness that they are showing through this imitation?
Sometimes imitation can be a result of a subconscious this thing also. Subconscious liking for someone might result in an imitation which you might not realize. And sometimes the imitation is actually because we want to be that person, so we are imitating that person. Nothing can replace originality.
Right.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, most honest form of flattery, that's true. And we do get influence. But at the same time, it's our uniqueness that will make us stand apart.
Right. Very well said.
What someone else has done has been done.
Yes.
What will make you stand apart is what you do and how you deal with, how you bring your uniqueness to the solution, to the problem. So, the awareness of the fact that we might subconsciously also be imitating, or our judgment might be influenced by someone whom we have been mentored with, whom we have liked, or whom we have idolized, is the first step towards exploring your uniqueness. And we must keep doing that.
Very well said. Very well said. Now, the other question, the aspiring directors or even the board, which they sit on it, to show their authority, sometimes they try to show overconfidence.
Right.
At the same time, some people will say, why don't you sugarcoat your statement? Now, is sugarcoating is always accepted, or I am brutal many times? Because I come with facts and figures, and they say, because board meeting is very focused. We are on an agenda. And how to deal with two sets of, one is integrator, diplomatic, sugarcoating. The other one is a challenger who says, this is the problem, let us deal with it. Now, what do you see the ideal mix should be?
What you're essentially talking about is communication skills. And this problem, this is a problem. We sometimes, a lot of times, we cannot decide which way to go.
Yes.
And that is happening because we're not working on our communication skill. Communication skill is all about understanding that there is no one solution for all the problems, no one standard solution for all the problems. You have to keep evolving, you have to keep adjusting your communication. There are times when you need to be authoritative, when you need to put your foot down, but that is not an approach that will work all the time. You are dealing with people who sometimes would be senior to you, who would have more experience than you have, whose conditioning would be stronger than yours. So you have to devise strategy to communicate to them in a way that is acceptable to them. So this problem can definitely be solved by working on your communication skills. And I always am a great believer in the fact that after a certain point of time, it's your communication skills that take you forward, that move you forward in life.
Right.
So technical skills might be a 10, but if your communication skills is 5, then you will be a 5. To be a great leader, you need to have brilliant, amazing communication skills and empathy.
Right.
The second part of putting the message across in a way that is acceptable to everyone is empathy.
Yes.
Why is that person not understanding what I'm trying to say? Rather than being fixated that, okay, I am telling him he's not doing it, rather than using this approach, why not put yourself in that person's shoe? Where is he coming from? Okay, if you have empathy, then probably you will mold your communication skill in a way that the message reaches that person.
Right.
So empathy and communication skill.
Interesting. I think that's a very interesting concept that he has been able to identify to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. It's brilliant. I also didn't know that I can not solution, I wouldn't say solution, but I also didn't know that I can come up with things that will be relevant to boards, to mentors, unless someone asked me.
Yes.
So sometimes the answer also lies in the way the question is put up. So
I
thank
thought
you.
I should take your best experience out with my provoking questions.
Yes,
I think
yes.
that
so
helped
thank
me.
you very much
Thank you so much for doing
for
that.
asking those questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you. Pleasure.